You wake up on Monday and the first thing you feel is tired. Not physically, just tired. Like you've been running and the finish line keeps moving. You make coffee, you check your phone, you get ready, and somewhere in that routine, you start bracing yourself for the emails, for the meetings, for the performance, for the 8 or 9 or 10 hours of being productive. And you tell yourself, this is normal. This is just what work is. Everyone feels this way. You're not special. You're not uniquely burdened. This is the deal. You work, you get paid, you keep going. But there's this other feeling underneath, this quiet sense that something is off. Not wrong exactly, just off. Like you're doing everything right, but it doesn't feel right. Like you're following the script, but the script doesn't make sense. I think about this a lot, about how we spend most of our waking lives working, about how we organize everything around it, our schedules, our relationships, our sense of worth. And we're told that's just reality, that's adulthood, that's responsibility. But nobody talks about how much of it feels like suffering. Not dramatic suffering, not the kind you can complain about, just this low-level persistent discomfort, this feeling that you're always slightly behind, always pushing, always trying to keep up. And the strange part is, we don't even question it, we just accept it. We wake up tired, we work, we go home tired, we rest just enough to do it again, and we call that life. There was a philosopher who thought about this, Arthur Schopenhauer, and he didn't try to make it sound better than it was. He didn't write about finding meaning in the struggle or growing through adversity. He just said it plainly. Life is suffering, work is suffering, and most of what we do is just managing that suffering, which sounds bleak, I know. But here's the thing. He wasn't being dramatic. He was being honest. And I think there's something clarifying about that, about someone just saying what everyone already knows but won't admit. You go to work and you perform. You smile when you need to. You engage when you're supposed to. You hit your targets. You meet your deadlines. And the whole time there's this part of you that's just enduring it, counting the hours, waiting for the day to end so you can finally stop performing and just exist. And then the weekend comes, and you feel relief, real relief. Not because you're doing something amazing, just because you're not working, you're not performing, you're not pushing. And that absence of pressure feels like freedom. But here's where it gets uncomfortable, because Schopenhauer would say that relief is temporary, that by Sunday night, you're already starting to feel the dread creep back in, the weight of Monday, the knowledge that you have to go back, that the cycle starts again. And he'd say that's not a bug, that's the design. That life is structured around wanting and striving and never quite arriving. That you work toward the weekend and then the weekend ends. You work toward the vacation and then the vacation ends. You work toward retirement and by the time you get there, you're too tired to enjoy it. It's a treadmill, and the treadmill doesn't stop. I see this in myself. I'll have a good day at work, a day where things go smoothly, where I feel competent, where I get something done. And there's a brief hit of satisfaction, like I did it, I proved something, I'm okay. But that feeling lasts maybe an hour, maybe less, and then it's gone. And what's left is just the awareness that I have to do it again tomorrow, that the bar is still there, that the pressure hasn't gone away, that nothing has fundamentally changed. And I think that's what Schopenhauer was pointing at, that we're always working towards something, always striving, always pushing, but the arrival never comes. Because the moment you get what you wanted, you start wanting something else. The moment you hit the goal moves. It's not that you're doing it wrong. It's not that you're broken. It's just the structure, the way it works. You're a wanting machine. And the wanting doesn't stop just because you got something. It recalibrates, it finds a new target, and you keep going. And here's what makes it worse. We've built an entire culture around pretending this isn't true. Around telling people that if they just work harder or smarter or with more passion, they'll break through. They'll find the job that doesn't feel like work, the career that fulfills them, the salary that makes it all worth it. But most people don't find that. Most people just work. And it's fine. It's tolerable. But it's not fulfilling. It's not meaningful. It's just what they do to survive. And they feel guilty about that. Like they're supposed to be grateful. Like they're supposed to love it. Schopenhauer would say that's a lie. that expecting work to fulfill you is like expecting hunger to be pleasant. It's not. It's just a need, a pressure, a thing you have to manage. And the sooner you stop expecting it to be more than that, the less you'll suffer from the disappointment. Which doesn't sound inspiring, I know. But there's something freeing about it too. About dropping the expectation that work is supposed to make you happy, that your career is supposed to define you, that productivity is supposed to feel good. Because once you stop expecting that, you stop blaming yourself when it doesn't deliver. You stop thinking there's something wrong with you for not loving your job. You stop feeling like you're failing because you're tired. You just see it clearly. Work is work. It's hard, it's tiring, it's something you do because you have to. And that's okay. That's just what it is. I think about the people who seem to have it figured out. The ones who talk about their passion projects and their side hustles and their dream jobs. And I wonder if they're really that happy, or if they're just performing happiness the same way everyone else performs competence at work. Because I've met people like that. People who love what they do, and they're still tired, they're still stressed, they're still dealing with deadlines and expectations and pressure. The packaging is different, the narrative is different, but the fundamental experience of pushing and striving and never quite arriving is the same. And Schopenhauer would say, that's because the problem isn't the job, the problem is the wanting, the constant orientation toward what's next, the inability to just be without needing something to change. And you can't fix that by finding better work. You can't fix that by earning more or achieving more or optimizing more, because the wanting is built in. It's what you are. And as long as you're alive, it's going to be there. So what do? How do you live with that? How do you get up every Monday and go back to the treadmill knowing it's a treadmill? I don't have a clean answer. I don't think Schopenhauer did either. He talked about art, about how when you're fully absorbed in something beautiful, the wanting stops for a moment. You're not trying to get anywhere. You're not pushing toward anything. You're just present, just experiencing. And for that brief window, the suffering pauses. But that's temporary. You can't live there. Eventually you have to come back. Back to the job, back to the bills, back to the treadmill. And maybe that's okay. Maybe the point isn't to escape it. Maybe the point is just to see it. To recognize that the discomfort you feel isn't a sign that you're doing something wrong. It's just the default. It's what being alive feels like. And no amount of career success or financial security is going to change that. I think about the moments when I'm not working, when I'm just sitting or walking or doing something with no purpose. And there's this brief sense of relief, like I don't have to be anything in that moment. I don't have to prove anything. I can just exist. And those moments don't last. They can't. But they're there. And maybe that's as close as you get, those fleeting windows where the pressure lifts and you're not performing and you're not striving and you're just here. Schopenhauer would probably say that's all you can hope for, those brief pauses in the suffering, those moments where the will goes quiet and you're not oriented toward anything, not working toward anything, just existing. And maybe if you notice those moments more, you'd stop expecting work to give them to you. You'd stop thinking the next promotion will finally make you feel okay. Because you'd see that okay isn't something you earn, it's something that appears for no reason, and it has nothing to do with how productive you are. I don't know if that's comforting or not. Some days it feels like a relief, like I can stop trying to make work meaningful and just let it be what it is. A thing I do, a necessity, not my identity. Not my purpose, just work. Other days it feels heavy, like the whole thing is rigged, like you're trapped in a system that extracts everything from you and gives back just enough to keep you going. And even when you see that clearly, you can't leave. Because you need the money. You need the structure. You need the thing to wake up for even if it's exhausting you. But either way, I think it helps to see it. To stop pretending that work is supposed to be something it's not. To stop blaming yourself for not thriving under conditions that were never designed for thriving. Because Schopenhauer was right. Work is suffering, not because you're in the wrong job, not because you're not passionate enough, but because work by its nature is a demand, a pressure, A thing that requires you to push against your own resistance every single day. And you can dress that up. You can call it growth or challenge or building something. But underneath, it's still the same thing. It's still you forcing yourself to do something you wouldn't choose to do if survival wasn't on the line. And maybe that's the whole point. Maybe the honesty is in admitting that, in stopping the performance of loving it, in just saying plainly that it's hard and it's tiring and it doesn't get easier. Because once you stop pretending, you stop carrying the extra weight of thinking you should feel differently. You stop comparing yourself to people who seem to have it figured out. You just see that everyone is on the same treadmill. Some people have better views, some people run faster, but they're all still running. And maybe that's enough, not to fix it, not to escape it, just to see it clearly. To recognize that the exhaustion you feel isn't personal, it's structural. It's the cost of participating, and it's not going away. You wake up on Monday, you're tired, you make coffee, you get ready, you brace yourself, and you go. Not because you love it, not because it fulfills you, just because that's what you do. And Schopenhauer would say that's all there is. That's the whole thing. The striving, the suffering, the brief pauses in between. And somehow seeing that clearly feels like something, not peace exactly, but something close. Like you can stop waiting for it to get better and just accept that this is it. This is the deal. And maybe that's enough. Or maybe it isn't. I don't know yet. But I keep going anyway. We all do.